Some people say it's good. Some people even say it's great. But I'm here to tell you, I'm talking about Wonder Woman. The movie starts off on some magical island that was created by Zeus or whatever, and it had nothing but a bunch of cougars who were training for combat, except for the queen and her daughter. Eventually the daughter ended up being trained by the queen's sister, and the queen totally did not like it. The queen was like, please don't train my daughter, I really want her trained. And the sister was like, we have to train for combat. But there's going to be no combat. You don't know that. So Wonder Woman ends up being trained about as good as she can probably get. But she's at the edge of the island one day, just collecting her thoughts, and sees this World War II plane come in from the horizon, crashing into the ocean. She dives in and rescues this guy. This guy was a British spy who was infiltrating the Nazi Air Force, as well as infiltrating the Nazi weapons science making division. So after they rescue this guy, they go and take him hostage and they start interrogating him and everything. I'm telling you, nothing's more intimidating than a bunch of women in bikinis asking you questions. So to get him on his knees and wrap him with his golden lasso of truth. Yeah, you heard me, a golden lasso of truth. What's next? The pink ball of yarn of justice? But the Nazi Navy followed this guy in and they infiltrated his island as well, and they tried to invade it. They were defeated eventually, but only after they killed about a third of these women. It came out later in the movie that these women were Amazon women, created by Zeus to entice the people influenced by Ares, the god of war, but that totally didn't work. So they kill these Nazis, and this British spy guy is like, I gotta go back and fight the war. Wonder Woman's like, why do you gotta fight the war? Because it's the right thing to do. And she goes, oh, you know, I need to go with you. I'll go do it too. So they go together and they decide to fight this war. So the first stop is London, where he has this intelligence he needs to go give their big spy dude. British intelligence dude decides to send him on a rogue mission with him, Wonder Woman, some Irish dude wearing a kilt, this Native American, and some other guy wearing a hat looking like Abu from Aladdin. So they go infiltrate, and Wonder Woman starts doing her thing, and boom, 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 fighting. She always wants to fight. But I don't know why, because maybe on her island it was different. But here it's the real world, and in the real world we have kitchens. So take yourself to the kitchen and make those men a sandwich. The Wonder Woman's talking to these guys like, we need to go find Ares, because the second we kill Ares, all this bad stuff will stop. So she finds the guy she believes is Ares, who's this Nazi colonel, who's working with this woman who has half a face, who's the scientific lady making this gas bomb out of hydrogen. And they start, oh, we gotta go fight him, I gotta kill him. He's like, you know, humans will always be bad. No, it's Ares is bad. Humans will always be bad. It's just the way it is, and blah, 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 blah. Trying to get all emotional, all deep, and all I can think of is, woman, put some flipping clothes on, winter's coming. So he ends up finding what they're making. He goes to this big factory where they're putting it on this big plane where they're going to go bomb the front line. So they go there and they go to a watchtower and they do a bunch of damage and they start fighting all these guys, and then this colonel shows up. He's like 90 years old. He's hyped up on some type of meth that this scientific lady made. And he gets in a fight with Wonder Woman, and Wonder Woman kills him, but people are still being bad. The guy's like, I told you, people are always going to be bad. She's like, no, it's Ares, it's Ares. Well, guess what? It wasn't Ares. Ares was actually the old guy who was in charge of the British intelligence. Yeah, an old dude. He looked like Sherlock Holmes' reject. I mean, he could at least been a little bit more intimidating. But this guy had this stupid English mustache and English accent. He weighed about 160 pounds. He wore this three-piece suit. He just looked stupid. So now he's like, I'm Ares and I'm so bad. You need to join me because all I'm doing is letting the humans realize who they are and blah, blah, blah. And she's like, no, I'm Wonder Woman. I'm an Amazon. I'm supposed to stop it. And that's why I'm wearing this skimpy outfit. Blah, 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 blah. They end up getting into this big, giant fight. Well, she ends up beating this old dude, unlike last November. And then people decide, you know, we're going to kind of stop fighting here for a moment. But, you know, in history, that's not how it really worked. And so now this British guy, he has to get rid of all these bombs. So he flies his plane way up into the sky. and shoots a bomb and the plane blows up, but he did it out of love for humanity. And he told her that, you know, I love you before he left. And of course that's going to be stupid. And the movie's over. It was like watching a 2.5-hour Hillary rally. If I wanted to see that many women into action, I would have went to a militant abortion rally. All this movie has done was waste $15.96 of my money, 2.5 hours of my time, and inspire generations of skanky Halloween costumes. I understand why people like this movie, and I got it, and it's totally understandable. At one point in time, we're all allowed to be stupid. You just chose this to be your time. So anyway, that's the movie in a nutshell, and it's time for me to go. And I'll see you next time on